if you're wondering, no, the clutch in this car has not been swapped out just yet. The new one should be to me, I think, next week. But I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what I need? I need a big dose of boost this morning. So hopped in the good old VRT, and even though the clutch is slipping, this thing still rips pretty hard. So I honestly have not filmed like anything today. I've been slacking hardcore. But check these things out. These are all light, please. There it is. These are all nice and dry and looking super OEM plus like. I found this. This is the Rust-Oleum acrylic enamel, but in gloss. So this is the pen I use for my wheels in black, but I have it in gloss too. And it comes out really, really nice. Like lays super smooth. It's really, really smooth to the touch. Everything looks nice and OEM. Quite happy with that it turned out. So all these pieces are gonna look so good in the engine bay. Cannot wait. And then aside from these pieces here, I also picked up some engine paint today so we can finally do the cylinder head in silver tonight. All right, so as you guys have seen, we did the block in wrinkle black, which honestly might be my favorite finish ever for anything. Like, it's just such an awesome finish. And then I've been trying to get, so normally, where is it at? I use this, not that one, over here, hang on. I have a can somewhere. This, so normally I use this one, Rust-Oleum engine enamel, to do the the high temp for the block and stuff. RBX on base didn't have any silver for like the past week. I was gonna order a can of silver high temp paint off eBay, and they wanted like $24 for one can and then like $12, $13 for shipping. So that's just way too much money for one can of paint. So went to our local store, Tomb, and they had this stuff. So high temp, $6.50, so it'll work. Silver, just like I want. So the cylinder head can be nice and fresh and look brand new. Not bad now, but obviously this will look much, much better and go well with the wrinkle black here. And then also I found this. Look at this bad boy. So before I had these two little heaters in here, keeping it slightly warmer than it was before. They work, but they're more for the house. This is more of a shop warehouse kind of heater. So bust this bad boy out, get it warmed up in here, and then do some painting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. So depending on how good this one works, I might pick up maybe one or two more. I also need to get some more lights. The goal is to have the barn even more. I mean, before we got this barn, it only had this one little light, and I put all of these lights in. So it's way brighter now, but we still need more light. So the plan is to get the barn even more like user friendly, because like there's windows back there that are open. It just gets super cold in here during the winter time. So heaters, more light, and just make the barn better. All right, so a little bit of taping and bagging off later. We are finally ready to make our cylinder head here look nice and shiny and brand new. Like I said, not that it looks bad now, but compared to how nice the bottom end looks, the top end has to be looking perfect. So that's what we're about to do. Give you one final before shot. And then we'll show you the after. So you know when you have like an idea in your head and you just picture it over and over and over again for a very long time, and you finally do it and it looks even better than you thought? Well, yeah, that's this. This thing literally looks brand new. It came out so good. I was tempted to do the cylinder head in black, but I think to have the wrinkle black on top and have the silver split up the two just looks so good. And it looks just OEM, brand new from the dealership, never been touched. Oh, it looks so good. I absolutely love it. Now I will say this aspect of like engine rebuilding, going through and pulling everything off the engine block and the head, going through and cleaning and then painting everything back up, doing all new hardware and painting all the accessories. There's a lot of pieces that go to an engine, and to pull everything apart individually, paint this or paint that and do all that kind of stuff, does take a lot of time and make the build process a bit longer. But I think this is one of the most rewarding aspects of building an engine, and when you have it like all together and it just looks pristine and brand new. Like I said, doing all this added more time to the build, but I don't care. And when we pop this hood and we see that VR5 sitting there, it's just gonna look so good. And oh, I love it. And I gotta say, my first time using this paint, and honestly, it came out amazing. Covers super well, no issues at all. And not to mention, it's rated to 650 degrees Celsius. That's about 1200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is insane. If this car burns to the ground, my cylinder head paint should still be mint condition. And to put in perspective, if you look over here, look at this big old spider, look at that. Homeboy is chilling. Look over here, the Rust-Oleum engine enamel goes to 500 Fahrenheit. This is double this. And then the Wrinkle Plus goes to 350, which is 177 in Celsius. This goes to literally 1200 in Fahrenheit. That's insane. Like, that's really insane. I hope I never need that much protection, but I got it. All right, so it's currently about midnight and I gotta work in the morning. So I'm gonna call it a night for right now. Let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll pull all this off and see how it looks all together. And I think tomorrow I wanna go ahead and get the exhaust header, which is right over there, get that heat wrap. Actually, let me go ahead and make sure I still have this stuff. I think I saw it the other day. It should be right up there. It is. Bam. This is our bag. Let's dump this out real quick. Voila. So this is the exact same heat wrap I used on Miley, which was that roll there, but it came with 2, which is cool, and a whole bunch of extra metal zip ties to hold it together. So we have everything needed to do the V5 exhaust header. But with that, it's time to go to bed. I will see you guys in the morning. All right, so it is currently Saturday, a little after 5 o'clock. Just got off working at the hobby shop and the junkyard. I was at both places today. But I've been driving the wagon again today. This thing is so much fun. I keep saying it, but like, this car is so much fun to drive. When you drive a car like more and more and more, you become like more in sync with the car. You understand the little things here and there. And I've learned in this car that if I make full boost, like anything past like 5 pounds, it blows the clutch out. But if I kind of like half the throttle and don't go past like 4 or so pounds of boost, I can actually go through almost the entire gear, and it is it's a lot of fun. Oh god, this car might be one of the best sounding turbo cars of all time. Like, it just sounds incredible all the time. All right, see if I can get a little pull in here. Second gear I can almost get to 7 pounds and it kind of holds, but then after that, no chance. Let's see. We're in second right now, so here we go. 2 pounds, 3 pounds. If I keep it on the boost gauge and keep it to like 3-4 pounds, I can pretty much go through the entire gear. But any more than that, when it spikes to like 12 psi, it's game over instantly. Like I said, the new clutch should be here next week, and I can't wait to be able to full rip 12 pounds and then go to 15 pounds, 20 pounds. I don't know. This thing feels so fast already at like 2 pounds of boost. It's ridiculous. It's just so much fun. Ah, I love it. So the plan for today, I want to go ahead and get the V5 exhaust header here, which honestly is one of the coolest like factory headers ever. Because look how cool this thing is. Like, all the cool bends, and it's just awesome. So today I want to wrap this in the heat wrap, but before we do that, I want to unwrap this because the paint just came out so good, and I want to see the top with the bottom. Yo, it looks so good. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Actually, we need the valve cover. On the valve cover, I'm gonna get the intake manifold as well, and it's kind of just mock it up a little bit, but I want to see it because, like, whoo, that looks so good. And this paint came out so smooth. It covered so nicely. Oh yeah. All right, so before I show you this, and just know, like, it looks so good. Just know there's no hardware, so it's kind of sitting a little crooked, but still, 1, 2, bam. Look at this thing. I love it. The wrinkle black, the silver, the wrinkle black again, and then obviously all the LB16. Now seeing this next to the car, like, it's kind of hard, it's kind of dark, but the colors look pretty spot on, which is awesome. And again, I have a really cool engine, like the black piece coming for this. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. I cannot wait to have the hardware back and actually assemble the entire thing. I wanted to put the covers on, but no hardware, so this is kind of the temporary mock-up, but it looks insane. You want to see this? Yeah. Look at this thing. Just a little mock-up. Look at the, you didn't see the paint on the head yet. No. Can't really nice. Oh wow. Yeah, and this paint's rated to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So if the car burns down, my soda head will be nice still. Yeah. So once I have the hardware back, I can do some more assembling. But whoo, it looks so good. Oh, I love it. Yeah, wrinkle black. Good call. Good call. I love it. All right, so moving on to this here. Before you start actually wrapping with the heat wrap stuff, you kind of want to plan out what you want to do. Sometimes you can do 2 together or 3 together. In this case, it looks like most of these I'll do individually. These 2 I probably could do together all the way down to here, then split off and do the bottom section of this one. But it might not look near as cool having these 2 as one giant one. So I'll probably do individual. This one back here has been kind of a pain because it goes underneath the bottom, does this weird little S shape over to the back of this one. So gotta figure out how to do that one. This one over here for these 3, I'll probably do start from the bottom and do wrap all the way around, then branch off and do 1, and then make a new cut, start here, do 1, and then do this one around. That would be kind of a pain too. Gotta get way in there. So it's gonna be a little bit more work following all these curves and stuff and doing each one individually, but it's gonna look really, really cool when it's... All right, so here we have all the stuff we're gonna use. Rubber gloves. I can't remember if I got the titanium heat exhaust wrap or the fiberglass. I want to say it's fiberglass, I think, but maybe it's not. I can't remember. But I have 2 rolls. I won't need 2, but we have this. Our stainless steel zip ties will hold it out at the end. Now, some people will coat their exhaust manifold beforehand. I believe, I want to say this is stainless steel. It looks like it is. I could be wrong. Sometimes the fear with wrapping your exhaust with this stuff is getting moisture underneath the wrap and it rusts out these. But I think this is stainless steel, so it should be okay. You can also go ahead and soak this. If it's titanium, you don't need to soak it, but the fiberglass one, you can soak it or just damp it to help it stretch and seal a little bit tighter around as you're wrapping it. I didn't do it on the VR6. I just wrapped it completely dry. I didn't soak it at all, and I've had no issues with it. But on this one, I think I might go through and just spray it a little bit and make it like damp, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it. And then I am going to get some of the spray to spray on it afterwards. I don't have it right now, but we will do that later on. But I don't think there's any issue. I think it's stainless steel. I don't think we should have an issue with it rusting out, and we should be okay. So I went ahead and soaked this briefly, not for too long, but just to get it like damp. Like I said, on the VR6, I didn't do it like this, but I want to give it a try and see how it feels compared to the last one. I can't remember if it's titanium or fiberglass, but we got it slightly damp. I'm going to start on this side. Probably this one, which is the easiest one. The rest seem a bit annoying to do, but shouldn't be too bad. The plan is to start at the base here and then wrap around and then split off where it breaks off into these 2, and then go up to the top and do that one, and then come back and wrap this one by itself over to there, and then continue on. So how we start, or I start usually, I kind of fold it around once. This is kind of a pain to do. Let's see. Kind of go around once. You can kind of see how much length you're going to need. Actually, I should do up here because that bottom section is a little bit bigger. That should be fine. Push that through. We're going to kind of lay this back and forth and kind of gauge how much we're going to need to go up to the top. And then once we do the top, I'll cut a bit extra. That way, if I have too much, we can always trim it down. You don't want to get to the end and not have enough, because that's no fun. So give or take about there. Actually, that's the end of that roll. So, well, that section. Did I cut that or? Oh, well. Maybe, yeah, it's going to be close. I'm going to want more than that. I feel like once I start wrapping it tight. Okay, so scratch that one. Let's start again. Hopefully there's not another random break in this piece for whatever reason. Actually, hold on. Instead of doing all that again, let's see how much I have from this. And then we'll just do a bit longer. That way, I don't get almost to the end and then not have enough, because that's not fun. Alright, so that should be enough. And I'll do a little bit more just in case. So we'll go ahead and cut this. Alright, so there's that. This one might be good for that small one down there, so we'll keep this right now. Set all that to the side. So how I did on the VR6, I started from the bottom section, and I kind of just folded it over, and I wrapped it around onto itself, and then you just wrap, and you kind of give yourself about, I don't know, ½ inch overlay like that, all the way to the top, and then you cut off your excess if you have any, and then you just use your wire tie and secure it, and it's really not too hard of a process to do. Like I said, these ones are a little bit more tricky with these inner ones, but this first one here shouldn't be too bad. So we shall pull this through. kind of overlap it on itself, pull it nice and tight like so. Because the idea is you want to be able to pull on one end and not have to hold the entire thing. So there's that. These are kind of a pain to get through too. There you go. All of this through. Alright. You can see we have it there, and I'm going to go over this one. I'm going to go one more time around before I split off to this one, just to cover this gap here. And I'm going to give myself, let's see here, about that much. So you can see where it's there, about a 1/2 inch over it. And again, I'm pulling nice and tight. So again, toss this over here and pull it all around through. And again, I'm wearing gloves because if this is fiberglass, I want to say, you don't want to get in your fingers. It's kind of a pain. The titanium ones do it as well, but the fiberglass ones are a bit more annoying. So as I come around this time, instead of going around the entire thing, I'm going to break off and do just this one. That we can follow this one up to the top. Again, pulling nice and tight. Give yourself a bit of overlap. And then we're going to cut right here. I have to do a bit of an adjustment on that one. That should be good. Like I said, this process isn't too hard. Just take your time. Now when you have curves like this, it's not going to be perfect, but if you dampen it and you wrap it tight, it should fit the way you want it to. And then once you get it going, it's much easier. Hopefully I have enough. I should. I said, always give yourself extra just in case. What's happening here? There we go. Work our way towards the top. Yeah, this first one was a good one to start with. Very easy. Probably 2 or 3 more, and this side will be done. One and probably one more. I should probably do 2 at the top just to wrap it flat. Alright, that's annoying me. Hold on. This little piece is like fraying over here. There we go. Alright. This one, and then one more just to flatten it off up top. Actually, honestly, I mean, that was pretty close. I might just wrap this and keep this last little bit on here. I'll go back down just a hair, and voila. So now you can kind of let it sit for a second. It shouldn't go anywhere. You'll use one of these to now secure it in place. The bottom you can do as well. And there you go. That is how, I mean, how I did on the VR6, but I did it without soaking it, but I've had no issues with it. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple to do, and it looks really, really cool. So 1 down, 4 more to go. And these are the more the more annoying ones. So I'm not gonna lie, these took a little bit of time to do, but overall, I think they came out really, really good. Was a bit of a pain wrapping like the one down here at the bottom, going around the curves, and then some of these ones, but overall, wasn't too bad to do. I just have zip ties, the normal ones for now, just holding in place. I just want to make sure I had everything the way I want it. Now I'll go back with the metal ones and do the bases here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here to secure it. But yeah, this is one of the nicest, I think, exhaust manifolds from factory. It's just, it looks really cool. Now I know some people don't like to use these ones, and they use like the metal wire to go around and hold it more securely, which I might swap to, but I don't have an issue with these ones, so we'll start with those ones. If it gets loose, I'll put some more metal wires further down. But overall, I think that came out really, really good. So at this point, our exhaust manifold has been completely wrapped and is done. I'm not a professional by any means, but I do think it came out pretty good. So right now, having it in front of the heater drying. This side is mostly dry over here, a few dark spots. So once it's done drying, I'm gonna slap it on the backs of the engine and just see the whole thing together because it'll look so cool. I think this is probably one of the best factory exhaust manifolds. Like, I don't know, it's just so cool. The VR6s normally have the collector that goes down to the one, but this one having each individual pipe just looks like, it looks so cool. Definitely one of my favorites. Wait for it, wait for it. Bam! Look how sick that looks. This engine is coming together so nicely. Little by little, we are making great progress on the VR5. I mean, just look at this thing. It looks absolutely incredible. And like I said, hopefully by the middle of this week, we'll have the hardware back for the engine, and this part should be here. So hopefully by the end of this week coming up, we should pretty much have the entire thing for the most part assembled. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Hey, I was doing just fine before I met